Hello, hello. This is the Dark Mist. Great evening, everyone. It is 2 in the morning, Pacific Central Time, I believe. So, thought it was a great time to make another one of my videos. I've been working on RPG lately in RPG Maker MV on the PlayStation 5, no less. Uh, Short story, I'm one of the few cunts that has a PlayStation 5. Went through hell to get it, and after I finally got it, all the stress and effort I went through, I did not think it was worth it for the product. Games just run a little faster, yippee-ki-yay. Anyhow, so I've been working my ass off with the RPG Maker MV, make my own RPG, and hoping to publish it, but so far, no dice. I've been kind of kicked in the groin there. For some reason, I tried to make a demo version and publish it. It didn't really work, which is a damn shame because, well, when you put a lot of effort in something, it just you realize it's all going down the drain one way or another. Nevertheless, I have been working on an RPG called the Moonlight. Right? I haven't really finished the beginning of it 100%, like all the details. Here's like the fucking opening thing, kinda. I figured I'd do the opening sequence once I was done with the rest of the game, and if I'm being honest, I didn't want an opening sequence because it would mess with my, well, it would mess with the process of making the game itself. And yeah, no, I just haven't done that yet. But we'll start at the point where after the fucking opening credits or that shit, opening scene. Which today I'm just gonna show you the RPG I got so far, so I'm not pissing in the wind. It's called the Moonlight, and it's based on some of the first Viking raids on Europe, except naturally with a bit of a twist. And once the Vikings landed in Europe, they found it was fucking crawling with monsters, and the moonlight was pretty much eternal. The sun hadn't come up in days, and these warriors following the Jarl Grothar, I know, a wonderful name. These warriors following the Jarl Grothar and his armor given to him by the gods, they all followed him deeper inland, believing there was a way to stop the actual endless moonlight. So, this takes place after a big fight, and they barely escape into a cave system. So, here we go. I love that fucking opening. It's so nice. Rations. Gold. I actually don't even have a merchant in this game, so I don't know why why I put gold there, honestly. A tall, bearded man looks up at the ceiling above. The clear visage of Koros. Fresh blood stains still exude with that heavy scent I've become all too familiar with. His voice is low and rougher than gravel. It's clear he hasn't drunken enough water in days, or perhaps he's bled too much. Hard to tell either or. You're awake, aren't you? Thank the gods. Now that you're awake, what's your next move? Old boy, I need time to think. Alright, of course, my Jarl. Perhaps you should talk to the others. I'll remain here until you need me. The man looks off deeper into the cavern. I cannot tell whether he is daydreaming or keeping watch. His hard, unflinching gaze falls upon me. My Jarl, I imagine you've already come up with a plan. Your keen senses have kept us alive thus far. I have never doubted them before, and I will not doubt them now. What do you need, my Jarl? Remind me, what do you remember of the past month? He looks visibly confused at first, his hard expression changing for once. And then he removes his helmet, and whilst brushing them with his fingers, he talks. You want my perspective of on the situation? Sure. Everything seemed as if it was fine, other than perhaps an ill omen from Thor, the raging thunderstorm as we sailed. If I recall correctly, we lost one to the waves and two others to the storm. We weren't able to see two others slip underneath the waves, so we hoped for the best. When we landed, excitement rushed all over us, over all of us. A new land with new riches, a new culture, and a new god, one different than ours. With the remaining ships, we made our way to the first town, though we never made it there. When the monstrosities released from Helheim attacked us, we tried to seek shelter in another town. There, we were besieged for at least a week. From there, we splintered, many Jarls rushing off on their own. I think one Jarl stayed. Not sure if he or any of the others survived. At least Jarl Fafnir and Jarl Tolgan stayed with us. You insisted we followed the omens of the gods, so we went deeper inland. Many of us have fallen since we left that town. Jarl Tolgan made a last stand a week ago to save us. It's been maybe 2 or 3 months since we landed, and yesterday was one of the worst attacks we've had. We faced the horde of the Dark Ones, demons and the like. We've been crippled since last week, so the horde merely added on. The creatures are everywhere, though I think we are close to your goal. He puts his helmet back on. Well, if you need anything else, I'll be here. How do you feel about the other survivors? The warrior looks visibly confused. Confused. He scratches his beard under his helmet. Oh, you mean our fellow warriors? Do you really think that is all that's left of us? By the gods' will, I doubt it. No way. We were all wiped out last night. I refuse to believe it. Of course, in regards to the others in the room, your advisor, thank the gods he's with us. Without his sound wisdom, I doubt any of us would have made it this far. Locke is worthy of his fame. He shivers momentarily and narrows his eyes toward his right. Your berserker, on the other hand, he puts me on edge. Sure, one should praise great warriors for their deeds, but him? I don't trust him. One too many times he almost drove that axe into me. The girl? The foreigner. I don't know why you keep her around. She usually keeps her miracle arts to herself. She barely even knows our language. She's dead weight. What do you think I should do? He looks puzzled, and it takes him a moment to process the information. He removes his helmet and rubs his beard. My advice would be to gather everyone and move. I'm sure you already thought of that. After all, we need to get to this holy city you keep talking about. Or the gods keep telling you. Do you know where we are and how we got here? Based on what you've said, we're 2 days' march from this holy city that you keep speaking of. As far as I can tell, we are deep inland, 8 days' march, assuming we weren't attacked. Jarl Togan sacrificed himself to save the rest of us from the horde of the demons and dark ones. This cave is the only reason we weren't consumed by that tide of madness and evil. Come now, we move. As your will commands. A woman in white hair lays on the ground, breathing softly. She was one of the natives that actually survived whatever happened here. We can't understand a word she says, but you can easily see in her eyes gratitude and horror. This is the first time anyone has had a moment to breathe since it all began. How many glorious soldiers died to get here? 8 full ships lost to the horrors outside. It doesn't look like she's bleeding. No need to disturb the poor girl. No need to disturb her. Let the poor girl rest. Before I'm able to leave, she struggles to lift her head up, just enough to look at me. Her voice is soft and gentle like the breeze. Yet, like the rest of us, it cracks from lack of water. Dulwich Seal. That's Welsh, by the way. Fucking searched up Welsh to put it in here. Her beautiful sad eyes looked up at me, but for that moment, to speak those few words. For all I knew, she could be damning me, though looking at her, I doubt it. The girl looks exhausted. I shouldn't bother her unless I need to. I doubt she would understand the questions I have anyways, which also reminds me I keep getting the ships mixed up between these two dialogues, so I gotta make it consistent to like 4 ships, I think. Let's see. Are you okay? She opens her eyes and looks confused. Then a little fear washes over her eyes. I try to make gestures to make her understand what I mean to a horrible effect. She clearly doesn't understand my intent. She says some words here that are rather funny. You'll never know unless you search it up. Right. Another odd expression she's making. None of that connected for me. Where are you from? I use a mixture of gestures that I ideally hope she understands and means what I want it to mean. Well, I'm going nowhere. The girl looks exhausted. I shouldn't bother her unless I need to. I need your miracles. Follow me. The girl looks at me confused. I try to make a gesture for her to understand. I try to use a gesture to make her understand. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that shit. And I'm the one who fucking translated it. She looks at me with some sort of somber eyes. What is she thinking? I tell her to get up and gesture again. I think this time she finally got it. We had a priest that could translate her words. If only I could find that bumbling idiot. Gold! Can't do anything with that. Not here. Loch Rathy. Somehow he has. Oh, nice. I did not notice that, but I have to fix it. Yes, indeed. This is the very beginning part of the RPG, so this is where a good chunk of my fuck-ups and the weirdest bits of code are. So, yeah. I'm gonna remember this one. Somehow removed the coat, removed most of the bloodstains on his attire. Remove the bloodstains on his attire. Remove most of the bloodstains on his attire. His crimson-drenched cloak is laying haphazardly next to him. His face is twisted with rage and annoyance. Old bastard still has strength. He looks upon me with wide eyes. His voice is thin and raspy. Many of us haven't had water in days. Jarl, thank the gods you didn't die in your sleep. Without that armor, I'm sure you would have died already. You can't feel anything, can you? Of course, damn scribe. Lying to your only living advisor is not the wisest course of action. I sincerely doubt you feel anything anymore, your Grothar. I will put this simply. I know you cannot feel, but I doubt your body can keep withstanding this pressure. Last night, you must have succumbed to your body's needs, for even you slept soundly. I know our supplies dwindle, but you need rest. If you do not rest, I fear you may not survive another week. Rest, fool! We will starve if we do not keep moving. Then I fear you may not be long for this world. My glorious Jarl, whatever your true decision, I will follow you to the end. The faintest beginnings of the smile could be seen on the old man. Take care, O great ruler of Thoros. Ah, something I forgot to mention, my Jarl. Mind if I joined you? I don't think you should be up and about on your own. Of course. Good, good. And the fan favorite, this guy is going to be this wonderful person. The stench. I can't believe I didn't notice it until I came this close. An intense mixture of his own natural stench and that of blood and gore. I think he has a few strands of intestines on him. Truly a berserker. Graka. I remember stories of him years ago. That his thirst for blood couldn't be quenched by mere mortals. That his bloodlust was given to him by the gods themselves. Perhaps this is why I sought him out. Truly a warrior. No, a berserker at his core. Without him, I surely wouldn't have lived as long. The whole time, it seemed he had been enjoying himself. Truly a savage. Two axes laid at his side, both covered in blood. His body is drenched in blood, though I know it isn't his. One of his eyes opens, bloodshot, looking right at me. His voice is gruff, yet at a higher tone than the others. Don't you let the others get you down on my account. Don't let the others get you down, eh? You're doing a great job on my account. A twisted, ugly smile finds its way on his blood-stained face. Oi! So we're going to battle again now, or what? Soon enough, be prepared. Ah! Good, good. That's what I want to hear. Now must be the time we go, right? Yes. Finally, now you're thinking straight. Within a moment, he has both of his axes and has sprung up to his feet. Talisman of Odin. Drugs. Potions. Forward onto dawn. And this guy. A red stain and dark shadows blur into the visage of a man. No doubt one of the warriors that has made it this far with me. Looks like he's lost his eye in the last battle. His twisted helmet lays at his side, still red from the wound that surely happened last night. I barely noticed that, but his remaining eye had been open this whole time. He's just been staring into nothing, as if I weren't even there. Finally, his lone eye notices me, and a broken smile finds its way on his face. Don't know how, but I'm still here, Grothar. But here I am, Grothar. Somehow, still breathing. Freya, is she still alive? His remaining eye closes as he leans back into the dark cave wall. No, I don't think Freya made it. I'm sorry, Jarl Grothar. I don't think anyone else made it either. He somewhat struggles to breathe, as his vision is solely focused on me. Need your help, let's go. The warrior smiles with bloody teeth. You must think really highly of me, if you think I can still move. Of course. For the will of my Jarl I serve. He tries with all of his might to move. He makes a single step before his shaky leg gives out. I barely catch him in time. Cautiously, I lean him back against the bloody wall. Perhaps I am already dead. I just haven't realized. Perhaps. Go on. I'm of no use to you anymore. Best of luck, Jarl. The bloodied warrior resumes leaning on the wall as he did before. It doesn't look like he has much. Doesn't look like he has much longer for this world. The man is slumped to the ground, breathing heavily. What more should I say to him? Alice, can you help him? She jumps at me, turning to her. She's been averting her eyes from the man on the ground. I repeat myself and she focuses on me. She opens her lips trying to understand what I'm saying. Oh, this is the part I haven't actually translated, so you get to hear it a bit. She seems a little too focused on me and doesn't get it. I repeat myself again and point at the dying man on the ground. She looks at the dying man and it finally clicks for her. She kneels down next to him. Fresh blood stains her once pure white clothing. She recites some sort of incantation or prayer. Her hands glow an incandescent hard white. She has clearly done this before. The man's blood seems to disappear into thin air as he now appears full of color. His eyes are wide open. He coughs a little, but nothing serious. He's able to stand again now. See, that's the part you can actually hear her for once. Gotta translate that. A big smile shows on his face. He's leaning on the wall, now devoid of blood. You don't mind if I marry that one, do you? Clearly gods have blessed her. Or is it her god that did this? No matter, I'm grateful. As much as I want to join you, I simply cannot. My head is spinning. I can feel, but everything feels off. Give me some time, Jarl. He grins as I approach. Don't you worry about me. I'll be here, resting up. He smiles again and scratches his head while looking away. Looks like you won't let it up, as expected of a Jarl. You'll need me. Very well. Sitting around didn't suit me much anyhow. Bingo, bingo, bongo. That's all I'll show for now. Every one of you have a great night. It's a little bit janky right now, you know. I got a lot of different sections and areas I've gone through. And it's funny because at the beginning I still got to touch up on a little, you know. But that's alright. So yeah, expect more in the future, and all of you have a great night. Okay? Ciao!